Bring it!
We are gathered here today to bid farewell to all. This struggle has caused us profound pain, but through it all, our bravery and resolve, even the tiniest of sparks, can unite to become a blazing fire. They lit our way forward and showed us the path to victory. When our homeland is revived and life blooms again, they will return to us with the first rain of spring. It is just as our poem describes. We are the inheritors of memory, those who grew alongside sun, those who forged our own destiny. That is Natlan's fire. The fallen are never truly lost to us. We will, and as we create new legends and write new poems in honor of our beloved home, their deeds immortalized in our memory, and their names immortalized in stone. This epic will be remembered in the actions of every valiant warrior and brave Saurian. I would also like to take the time to recognize a Fatui harbinger who sacrificed. He was a warrior from Conria who helped defend our nation 500 years ago. A man who used his own heart as refuge for the soul. In the end, he fulfilled his wish and returned the souls to the ley lines. By turning his curse into a weapon, We have had our differences in the past, and I cannot say his character is, but on this occasion, we honor him as one of our own. In Natlan,
Strange. Why does no one care about my... Well. A compliment. After all these years. Hey! Why are you glaring?
Hey, did you hear? As long as we get permission from our chief, we can leave Natlan as much as we want.
Yeah, it's because the ley lines have been restored, right?
That means we can finally see the outside world for ourselves. I heard that Fontaine has a huge ocean. That is totally my vibe.
I want to go to Liyue. The mountains are supposed to be super tall.
Sounds like the makings of a great vacation. But first, we all promised we would go to the hot springs together.
So you can help Paimon get strong? If something like this happens again, Paimon wants to fight by the Traveler's side!
Our hero's here. Is there something you want to discuss? The forces of the Abyss have always sought to corrode Teyvat. The ley lines were created by the Heavenly Principles, and it's only with their protection that Teyvat is able to nurture all forms of life. If the Abyss had free reign, this world would become a living hell. Any attempt by humanity to harness the power of the Abyss is met with swift punishment. The Heavenly Principles and the Shades show no mercy in that regard. That unyielding approach is also the source of great sorrow and hatred. The situation goes beyond. Perhaps the truth will reveal itself during your future adventures. Oh, isn't it all? The Ode of Resurrection didn't take effect at all. Your own strength is what allowed you to keep fighting. Still, moral support is also an important, if underappreciated, effect of the Ode of Resurrection. The captain's subordinates sent us a letter he left behind. After our duel at the stadium, he asked the Tsaritsa to remove him from the responsibility of obtaining the Gnosis, and his request was granted. The captain respected the outcome of that match and refused to violate his principles. But, since this is the final Gnosis, I doubt that Tsaritsa will let the situation stand. Perhaps a replacement Harbinger will be sent here soon. I'll make sure to be prepared. A direct conflict with the Fatui is unavoidable the moment you step foot in Snezhnaya. So make sure you're ready for any scenario. On a related note, I've acquired some new intel about the fragment that suddenly appeared in the sky. Such fragments are known as Ancient Moon's remnants, relics of secret source technology from the era of the ancient dragons. Coincidentally, a small squad of Fatui infiltrated our borders around the same time it appeared. Our investigation revealed them to be the subordinates of the Doctor. Their stronghold is in Nod Krai, a land with a long history not far from Snezhnaya. The people there can use a very special power. It's said that this mysterious power predates even the 7 elements of Teyvat. Ancient Moon's remnants, the Doctor, a mysterious power. The project that connects all 3 must be ambitious indeed. Huh? Tribe? Oh, you're thinking along the lines of how the names... In truth, apart from a few ancient names associated with a certain tribal culture or tradition, most ancient names can be inherited by anyone. Your name likely falls under that category. The Wyab will select someone who shares your character and name them as your successor. Of course, that won't happen for a very long time. The long journey of the Pyro Archon has now come to an end. Together, as we celebrate your glory, allow me to thank you once again. This time, just as Mavuika. Thank you for the respect, understanding, and support every step of the way. You can keep chatting with your friends nearby. I think I'll stay here for now and watch over them.
After you got back, you mentioned you saw Koichi in the Night Kingdom. So, she helped you that good. I'm sure that made... It's all right. She's probably sick of nagging her older sister. Still, thank you for telling me. That land has a bright future.
My teacher once said the weight of fate is decided by the one who has to bear. You helped Natlan overcome a cruel fate. Now we just need to see where your fate, no, our fate, leads us.
When Guthred's soul possessed my body, all I saw was a dark abyss. The captain carried countless souls within him. It must have taken so much for us. His death is something sad, but for him...
My lord, you will forever serve as an example for all your soldiers.
I knew about the captain's immense strength, but I never expected him, no matter how prejudiced I may have been in the past,
The stories of heroes will continue to be passed down from generation to generation. If Natlan faces a crisis again, I'm sure people will look to... We've earned our place in history.
When I was little, my father told me about Thrain, the Sentinel Knight, an outlander who once fought alongside the warriors of Natlan. He was brave, fearless, and deeply respected by his men. I never thought that, in my lifetime, another outlander would fight to save this land, or that I would get the chance to fight by
Just like the Archon said, we can now proudly tell our children that this war is... We will never forget your contribution. And Natlan...
What are you thinking about, Traveler? Oh, the battle, right? Even though we won in...